Ice on my wrist, looking kinda cool. Bad bitch with me, she ain't tryna move. Niggas staring at me, what you tryna do? Got me looking at my watch, and it's time to duel.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another duel video. Now, I haven't done a live duel in forever, so you guys about to thank me because I wasn't intentionally having plans to do this. But due to popular demand, you guys asked me to bring out a live video, which is what I want to do right now. And if this video does good enough, gets like, let's say 200 likes, I'll promote more live videos in the future. So, with that being said, without further ado, let's begin. Playing as my homie Yugioh. He's using his Kaiju Dino deck, and I'm using my Mass, Destiny, Vision Hero deck. So, you know, the popular hero deck all the cool kids are playing nowadays. Really solid deck. I have no complaints. I must make you guys aware right now, in this game there are a lot of play errors made on both sides. This was a simple play testing matchup because he hasn't played against the new hero stuff, and I have not played against this new Kaiju deck. And yeah, I know some people might say, well, Chris, that's not an excuse to play error, but you know, when you have a life outside of Yu-Gi-Oh and you can't play test like that, you're gonna mess up. That's what play testing is for, to get better. We're both getting ready for the regionals in our area coming up next month, so this was a fun game. Right after the case tournament that we had, check out the vlog right here if you guys haven't checked that out. And Yugioh actually ended up getting top 8 with his Kaiju Dino deck, while I finished X2, got 15th place unfortunately. So made a big play right here. Span the field with like 4 hero monsters. He legit thought I was gonna go Saryuja, not knowing that heroes are locked into only heroes when you use the forest. But no, I told him can't do Saryuja unfortunately, because Saryuja would be too good, but I could do the hero plays. And honestly, one thing I hated about my list, which is I'm gonna be editing it out, changing it up soon, is I do a lot of spamming. And you know, a lot of you guys been telling me add plasma, add plasma. I was just thinking to myself, like, man, if I had plasma right now, this hand would be lit. So plasma is definitely gonna be going into the deck pretty soon. And I can see why people want to run that card. It's just too good not to run. Like a lot of the times in the hero deck, you can just spam out a bunch of beaters to the board, but you end off with like Dark Law and, well, at least in my build, at least I ended off with like Dark Law and a Vision Hero monster, and that was it, which I discovered was not good enough. So right here, I'm just thinking about what I want to do, what plays I want to make. I thought I had a pretty lit hand, not knowing if you guys looking at his hand, you probably saw it already when he was shuffling. The guy had a super poly in his hand, and that let me know off back that how powerful of a card Super Poly is. It's legit almost staple status, as you guys are gonna see right here. So I'm just setting up my hand. I kept looking at the camera. I was scared about, you know, wasting time. And also, if you guys don't know, I record videos with my phone. So since I kept looking at the camera, when you're recording with the back camera, which gives you a higher resolution in 1080p, it allows me to only record 10 minutes at a time, which is pretty good. But considering, you know, live duels can take forever, and we're both trying to think our plays out and make sure we don't mess up, even though we ended up messing up, it kept me kind of desperate. So you guys are gonna see throughout the video, I'm gonna be going back and forth, up and down, left to right, to check out these my camera to see what exactly is going on. And I was thinking about just doing this video just no straight raw gun ho, but I know you guys from my previous times when I've done these live videos, you guys did value my commentary, so I really appreciate that. I try to keep my commentary different, like not so much talking about the game. I mean, I can talk about my plays and why I made those plays. Like right here, this is in my opinion the best play to make, because based on the field I had and with my deck is set up, I needed to make Dark Law and hope he doesn't do anything. I played the deck like if he could stop the Dark Law, he have the out, he have the out. And of course he had the out with the Super Poly fusing off my Vision Hero fusion and my Shadow Mist, which I'm confused on why he didn't just let Dark Law get out. But I guess he chained it because he did not want the card he discarded to go to the banish zone, which kind of makes sense. And he brought the Predator Plant guy, and surprisingly, you know, even though he did this, the game actually lasted pretty longer, because he legit forgot about the play I did when was able to get a Honest Neos added to my hand by attributing it with my extra hero cross guy. So he tried to run a cross guy over. Well, not yet. No, he didn't do that. I'm jumping too ahead of myself. He plays his Fossil Dead to get that level 4 dinosaur monster. I am horrible with names, so do not ask me. I just legit, like, I'm the type of Yu-Gi-Oh player that when I see Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I'm like, oh, level 4 dinosaur guy, oh, hero guy, bad hero guy, good. Like, I legit give stuff names. I don't think of names at all. I'm just your average Yu-Gi-Oh player. That's how we used to do it back in the day. We wasn't such sticklers on remembering the name, but unless you were like at a competitive tournament. But anyway, got the level 4 dinosaur guy, and now he's gonna try to run him over with the extra hero cross. He's gonna try to run him over while I got cross guy on the board, but he ain't gonna do that play just yet. He's also searching out for his ultimate conductor Tyranno. But so I'm thinking to myself right now, I know he's probably just gonna use his conductor's effect. And if you guys did not notice, he tried to use his miscellaneous sources. Now this whole time I'm scared, thinking he finna go ahead and use miscellaneous source effect to special summon from deck, but which is why I chain Cobble the Gray. But no, he didn't do it. He was legit just discarding it so the dinosaurs can have protection, which I didn't really think he needed per se. But you can never really know what people have in their hands nowadays. I guess he probably was fearing like a ghost over or something. So when I saw Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, I'm like, yeah, this game is over. I'm like, is he gonna really play over and attack me? And yes, he did. Now, during the duel, he made it seem like he made a mistake, like he forgot. JoJo's type of dude that he'll play dumb and make it seem like, oh yeah, I forgot that you had the Honest Neos in your hand. I really believe he just baited the Honest Neos simply due to the fact that he figured. Well, I think he knew he was gonna run into the Honest Neos, but I also figure he baited it out so he could just either get rid of my guy next turn, and he didn't want me to get rid of his Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. I think he legit forgot it was a permanent boost, because that is something very common that I can see players doing, is forgetting that that's a permanent boost. So knocked his life points down to by 2,300, and he's gonna hit me with a sick combo. So apparently I've been out of the Yu-Gi-Oh loop with a lot of the different things. The game moves so fast nowadays versus when I first got back into the game 7 years ago. Man, time flies. Anyway, Ultimate Tyranno and that Predaplant fusion that he brung out of me is a pretty cool combo. So he's gonna do a play where he pops his Predaplant with the Ultimate Tyranno and destroy my every monster on board that's special summon. And I did not know the Predaplant card had that type of effect. I'm like, hold on, what? I was seriously sitting there with a stank look on my face like, wow, I just got Shrek. I'm sitting there comboing off, and he's like, yeah, go ahead and combo. Like, legit, if I would have knew that Predaplant card, this is where my play error came in. One of my play errors, at least, now that I think about it. If I would have just read Predaplant, which probably no one does, they just sit as a big fusion body, there was no way in hell I would have just let that ride. Like, I'm literally just special summoning and just going off, and he's like, yep, He just calm. I'm like, yeah, I'm finna go off. He's finna lose. I'm like that board ain't finna do nothing. Cause I'm just thinking to myself, okay, I'm finna just try to bait out this conductor effect and go from there. And that's when he went for the conductor effect. I'm like, okay, whatever. I got plays for days. We got plays for days, boys. And then this is when he's telling me that it blows up my board. I'm just sitting here like, what? He's like, effect? I'm like, hold on, what? What do you mean effect? What effect he got? I had to pick it up and read it like, I'm like, you serious, bro? I thought it was messing with me at first. I'm just like, man, okay, this is kind of like, what are we gonna do? I'm like, okay, I special summon him, special summon extra hero cross guy. I'm like, yep, get wrecked, son, get wrecked. Luckily, I was able to keep Stratos on the board. But fortunately for me, I was also able to get rid of his Ultimate Tyranno because remember, I got Malicious in the graveyard. I also got Honest Neos in hand, and I also got my Dynatag in graveyard. So I'm thinking like, how can I get rid of this thing? And I'm like, I got it. So let me just I had to verify in the graveyard real fast to make sure that Malicious can special summon himself in attack mode, which he could. I'm like, okay, Honest Neos, that's 25, that's 3,300. I started doing the math, and then add another 1,000 plus Dynatag's boost effect. He's 4,300. That's enough to literally walk all over I was gonna conduct a Tyranno, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be back in the game. He got one card to send, and I'm just like, yes, I can't. Yeah. I'm like, if he top decks anything else, I'm probably gonna lose. But that was the only play I can think of that would work. And I'm just like, I had to keep reading cards. I'm like, does this work? Because it seemed too good to be true to pull a rabbit out my ass like that. But I'm like, yeah, this is a hard rabbit to pull. And I'm like, yeah, it's legit, I guess. So now I'm just shuffling through my deck graveyard. You know, hindsight is 2020. When you're on watching the game, you're just like, dude, just make the play. You have nothing else. But when you're in the hot seat, thinking about all those difficult plays to make, you're just like, man, what am I gonna do? So that's when I went ahead and used my Mally. And fun fact, I did not draw my Fusion Destiny in none of these games, which kind of sucked because I draw it all the time in my regular locals, and I also draw it online a lot. And this is when I'm going for that big play I just talked about with the Honesty Nails and Dynatag, getting that 3,500 boost. And I'm like, yeah, that works. If it works, it works. And he was like, well, you guys on a 3,300. I'm like, nah, Dynatag pumped me up by another 1,000, playboy. Fun fact, okay, so I had a Dynatag for the tournament, and I'm like, I kind of missed my draw guy. Took draw guy out for him because everybody was like, man, run Dynatag. I kind of missed my draw guy, but I kind of, honestly, after running Dynatag for a while, I kind of have to run Dynatag. So it means you need it for the combos for the deck, especially with your dystopia plays. But yeah, got him down to 4,900. And at this point, I'm thinking, well, maybe there is hope, and maybe I can come back. And he plays another double evolution pill. I hate that card, man. But you know, for Dinos being the deck that it is, it's kind of fair. Like if Heroes can have Dark Law, a card that can just shut off decks, why can't Dinosaurs have like more stuff to use? And throughout this dude, I forgot earlier in the game, he placed the card in the left hand corner. If you guys wondering what that card was, it was a Kaiju water tower. Forgot to mention that earlier in the dude because I'm sitting here focusing on commentary versus actually focusing on the screen. But yeah, he used that Kaiju water tower and he's adding tokens to it. I have a picture of it on the screen right here for you guys to see what it is. But yeah, man. So he just waiting for that to do, and then he just play that guy in pass, and he can. That's the dinosaur that can choose himself to negate monster effects, which sucks. I kind of hate the fact that Dinos got that, but then again, it's kind of like an up-to-date Logia, even though Logia is not as relevant as it used to be. If you guys that played through the 2012 Dino Rabbit era, you guys know about how powerful and annoying Logia was. So I'm like, okay, I got Stratos face down. Thinking about what plays can I make, you know, plays for days. I'm thinking, okay, I got him down to 4,900. I'm like, I know I can get him now. I'm like, okay, I opened up this commander. I'm just like, ugh, this card is so ugly. I'm like, someone's on a Foolish Burial. He's like, negate. I'm like, why would he waste a negate on that? But I'm like, okay, whatever, bro. You got it, bro. I honestly did not know what I was thinking about, what I was going to do. So I guess when he destroys himself, he triggers his other effect, which allows him to search at a dinosaur card, allowing him to get that double evolution pill, or the card called. That card is so good, man. Heroes had a card. Manage heroes, so summon a hero from any hero from your deck. That'll be solid. But anyway, so I'm just deciding, like, Chris, what are you gonna do? And I'm just like, the Jeopardy game, like do. And I'm like, okay, just gonna and play my disc commander in attack mode, you know, for the hoes. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, okay, so I can make Cross Guy. And I'm looking at my graveyard like, I know I got a big Destiny here in the graveyard somewhere. I'm like, I know I got a big, you know, you just thinking like, I know I got something in the graveyard. Didn't have nothing. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna bring out Cross Guy and then Digivolve into that other Destiny hero monster who I've never brought out until this game. And I forgot his name. I can't think of his name right now. Post commentary, but he was up to a happy, healthy 3,600. So I'm just like thinking, like, can I game him right now, bro? I'm like, am I able to game him right now? Like, he's at 4,900. What can you do, Chris? I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna bring back Mally because I'm so used to playing this deck where it's like I always Fusion Destiny. And I always bring out my Destiny Hero Dominance. So usually when Extra Hero Cross Guy is live, I can bring out my Dominance out of the graveyard, or at least a Dystopia to smack him for the damage. But I'm like, nope. Gotta bring out this guy. Literally the first time I've ever summoned this card. So I'm just like 1, a 2, a 3. Like that turtle from the what's that popsicle commercial? He's like, Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get the center of a Tootsie Pop? Let's find out. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 3. I was just counting just like that. Like, I was like, come on, Mr. Owl, how many boosters of 100 do I get? And like, I never, cause the car is trash. I mean, we all know it. It's like one of those cars you have to run, because if you don't run it, you just don't have any other options. Like, legit, if there's ever a better rank 3, rank 4 hero option, you're gonna run that over this. So I poke him for 36, getting down to 1,300 life points, and this dude is the king of drawing good. Like, the king. I think he rips a Dino Call, aka Rhoda, aka he emergency call for the dinosaur deck, was legit let you search into your entire freaking deck. And I'm just like, okay, there goes the Soul Leaving Oviraptor. Hey, I remembered his name this time. He's gonna get that Oviraptor. Then he has the Kaiju Tower. He's gonna banish 2 of the I'm like, let me just read this real fast. I'm like, this card doing too much. Banish 2, go him a Gamma Seal. And I'm just like, you know how in a UFC fight you get beat up and they be like, and it's all over, and it's all over. And I'm just like, yeah, this seems like it's gonna be over. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna sit there with my hero guy and just try to do something, playing the army tap song in my head, like doom 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 doom. We fight for the heroes versus dinos. So I'm just like, yeah, man, I'm just contemplating, put my hands in, like, I'm just trying to like this thing, like, what can I do? Can I do anything? Does this hero guy have any effect when he dies? Like, this would have been a perfect time to have like a Ab-Zero on the board, but nope. Ab-Zero is too good to run, apparently. Too good not to run. Well, if there ever is a time where we get a good water hero, you run it. But that's neither here nor there. I'm getting off topic. Just trying to keep some entertaining commentary for you guys. Tell me how I'm doing. Let me know in the comment section down below. So anyway, I'm so tired, man. I worked a 10-hour shift today, and I got a 10-hour shift tomorrow. It's not fun at all. Even with my 45-minute lunch and 2 15-minute breaks, that just being in my work vicinity. I mean, I technically work 9 hours, but being in my work vicinity for 10 hours just sucks. Even though there's a local shop by where I work at, it's still like, I'm not gonna go to locals on my lunch break. Like, it's not that serious. I can wait. But anyway, he's starting to do his combos, and he's banishing. And yeah, like I said, once again, hindsight is 2020. Looking at him, I'm like, dude, just go ahead, just combo me out. And he actually was able to do some miscellaneous sources by bringing out the little dinosaur egg guy right there with the little fire, pretty much Charmander. Bring out Charmander, and I'm like, what are you gonna do? So he ends up making that Psyframe Link Monster. Now, the Psyframe Link Monster, honestly, is trash. It allows you to use Psyframes in hand with no effect. And he does run Gammas, which I come to find out later in the duel, because I didn't see him using these Psyframes at all during this game. So I just thought, like, maybe he was running that for like Link fodder or something. So he goes in the Link Kuriboh and Link off into the Psyframe card. Doesn't do anything relevant right now. He's just a 1700 beater. Double evolution pill that he searched out the previous turn, bringing out his ultimate conductor Tyranno, which is ultimately one of the best boss monsters to date, hands down. Nothing better than ultimate conductor Tyranno. He's legit too good, bro. Like, what can you really say is better than ultimate conductor Tyranno? What can you really say? Nothing. That's right, nothing. Ultimate conductor Tyranno is one of those cards that when you play him, it's game over. And I'm wrong, because I'm sleepy. He actually brought out his Dino Wrestler Pangatrops. I just felt like he was going to bring a Conductor Tyranno because he hit me with it so many times. And I'm like, GG, no read, that is that duel. Now, the second game is kind of a little bit more fair. I played in this game as well. So he did. He said there was a couple of times where he could OTK me earlier in the game and vice versa. So I let him go first, because the first time he asked me, did I want to go first? And I said, yeah, I go first. But against this type of deck, his deck is an OTK heavy deck. You always want him to go first. Never want to give him the chance to go first on you. So I let him go first, and I'm like, okay, he's not playing the Cyber Dragons like he used to. So I ain't scared of no like Cyber Dragon Infinity, negating my stuff. I'm like, okay, you can go first, dude. What are you gonna do? And all he does is gonna be pretty much to make it like a Conductor Tyranno pass, because this deck really want to thrive off breaking your board with the Kaijus, wiping your board with Conductor Tyranno. I mean, because his deck is technically an OTK, FTK deck. I ain't gonna lie, I respect Dinos as a rogue deck. I just hate playing against it. Like, one of those decks, like, I love it because it's a cool deck. It can smack you up fast. I hate playing against it because it smacks you up fast. Kind of like Heroes, where it's like, if I wasn't playing Heroes, I would hate Heroes because Dark Law is like legit one of the only cards that keeps the deck relevant. Outside of Division Heroes being the beast that they are, Dark Law is still a heart and soul of that deck. So I'm like, I'll go for E-Call, see what I can do. He's gonna go ahead and Ash Blossom that, cause I'm just like, why would he waste his Ash Blossom on that? But I'm like, okay. There's times like this I wish I had like a Hero Lives or something just to punish him, but I didn't. So that was actually a smart Ash Blossom on him, to be honest with you. So I'm like, I'm gonna go for the Vion. He's sitting here eating his Chinese food, and he actually has an out for that too, which is an infinite permanence. And I'm like, nah, bro, we're gonna have to go ahead and mass change on that. And I'm gonna bring out Dark Law. I figure I can just go ahead and bring out Dark Law, send either a Mally and or a Shadow Mist, and attempt to beat over his Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. And I'm like, since I have more stuff to do, I can just hopefully try to bait him out. I just hated the fact that at this point I wasted my normal summon, but the goal was to get a forest to hand. So I sent Shadow Mist to the graveyard, activate this effect to add a forest to hand, so I can special summon. Because I figured, I'm like, okay, I already got Honest Neos in hand, so I figured maybe I can try to bait him and then try to combo my board out. I was just contemplating what is the best play for me to make. Because, you know, at this point, when they have a card like Ultimate Conductor Tyranno just threatening your board, that's not really a lot you can do per se, unless you're just gonna have a like a Kaiju to out his board, because it's just that strong of a card. It's literally like a offensive version of Dark Law. Instead of managing the graveyard, it just controls the board and guarantees you a board wipe if it stays on the field. So I'm like, this card is definitely threatening to me. So I'm thinking here, like, do I really want to get rid of a Honesty Neos to start doing some damage? I was sitting there thinking, like, what can I do, Chris? What can I do? Going into my little moments right now, like, okay, let's say I got Monster Born in hand. Pitch this extra Shadow Mist. I'm just gonna just try to combo off. He has it out, whatever. At this point, I'm just like, whatever. Sometimes it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. There's no point of overthinking anything. He wants to go to use this conductor effect. I'm like, fine. Still got my Fire's effect though, so that's all good in the hood. So at that point, I'm like, okay, I send my increase to the field. I figured he was gonna do that anyway. And I'm like, hey, I got Monster Board in hand. I can bring back a monster, aka Vion, and get my Poly and start doing some Poly combos. I legit forgot to banish Poly for Vion, which is a common thing I usually do. I gotta make sure I fix that before regionals, because I hate forgetting my effects and it costs me the game. Like in the previous duel, I don't know if you guys caught it or not, it was a legit time where I forgot to use my increase effect while he was in graveyard, and I tried to ask for a take back. Of course, since we were playing on camera, he didn't want me to get a take back, which is whatever. And honestly, I didn't think I had a response to bring an increase out anyway, because I didn't think I had another monster he might have to bring out, so it wouldn't matter regardless. I just lost regardless. So, but yeah, man, it's kind of a hard matchup for Heroes to play against this deck, because they're both anti-meta rogue decks. So it's really about who draws the better hand. I say probably in a competitive event, we both probably have an even chance of doing well. And then versus each other, it really all depends on who goes first and who draws what. He had the advantage for sure though. He actually owns impermanences and he owns the Gamos and everything. I got Gamos, I just don't got the good stuff like impermanence, and I'm not dropping $150 to play Yu-Gi-Oh once every other weekend. It's not that serious to me. Not now. Not until the tournament season rolls around and impermanence gets a little cheaper. But I don't know. My days of traveling consistently are over. So yeah, hopefully one day I can start investing tons of money into this game, or just drop $100 and not think about it because I got exposed with money like that. But anyway, moving on. Gotta just get stuff when it's cheap. I was able to bring out the Vision Hero Trinity, not Trinity. I can't remember these guys' names to say. I'm just on Vision Hero Fusion, the one that requires 2 monsters, and I decided to run over his Ultimate Conductor Tyranno with a Honest Neos, making my got like 4,300. And I'm just like, he ain't got no cards or hands. So if he draws an out, he draws an out. At this point, I just don't care. I'm just like, okay, well, do what you gotta do, bro. And if I remember correctly, he draws either a Gamma and an Ash Blossom. Right now, he drew the Ash Blossom. And I'm like, come on, I need something better. I ended up drawing Dino Tag. I'm like, oh, this is why I hate Dino. So I'm like, I wish this was a draw guy so bad. So I hit number 28 again. Get him down to 44 pass. And this is what's gonna annoy me, because we kind of actually had a debate about this after off camera. So he draws a Gamma, right? And I'm like, okay, draw. I draw Stratos, and I'm just like, yeah, that's game. And I'm like, Stratos effect. He's like Gamma, and legit, this Gamma saved his motherfucking ass, bro. Like, only because I didn't think about it, because I didn't see any Cyframe cards game one. And now that I'm thinking about that right now, I saw the Cyframe link, but since it's still a new card, I'm not thinking he's playing Cyframes, if that makes sense, because I'm not used to seeing people playing Link. I thought he's just playing. Some people play Links and not play the rest of the things to the deck. So I'm like, okay, so since he had a hand trap or whatever, I didn't expect anything of it. So I'm like, okay, I just let the monsters die pass and then attack for game on the following turn. And guess what? He rips another Dino Dig. And now he's gonna clear my board, because that deck can literally runs off one card. Player also Overraptor, player Overraptor, search out your thing. You can search out your evolution pill and or your conductor Tyranno. And I'm just like, yep, I worked so hard to get so far, but in the end it doesn't really matter. So I'm just like, man, this is so frustrating, but it is what it is. This is all play testing. He's gonna banish 2 for us. Ultimate Conductor. Hashtag best boss monster in the world next to Darklaw. Hashtag us debating right now what's going on. I think we were talking about light points. I don't remember at this point. But he was just like, Chris, why would you use your Stratos effect? You just attack me for hand. I'm just like, dude, how the hell do I know you got Gamma in your hand? I didn't even see Gamma game once. So like, I don't know what you guys think. Like, is that a play error? Let me know. I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, I'm gonna be more cautious now. But that's like saying, how do I know you don't have Gores? Why would I not attack it? You could have had Gores in your hand. Like, I'm the type of person, I just like to play straight up, unless it's something obvious. Like, I've seen a Mirror Force, or you're playing back row, there's a chance you can have a Torrential Tribute. Well, 9 times out of 10, it's one of those things. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Maybe moving forward in the future, if Gammas become a trend for the meta, which is what he was telling me, Gammas was a trend for the meta, that I should be cautious of it if I got game. So I give him that. But you know, when you ain't thinking about something, it's one of those things like you just didn't think about it. I don't think it was a play error per se. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, now that I know you have it, if I play you again in the future, and or if I see people running it in the main deck throughout the meta a lot, I'm gonna be more cautious of it when it comes to certain plays like what we had just there. Like, sometimes you just don't want to risk those extra things, and we're just debating right now. And I'm like, okay, I had to get a rule and see when he attacked, I used Dino Tag effect. I was like, does Dino Tag get protect my monster from dying? And I was asking people behind me and around me. I'm like, I think it protects people from dying, because I know some certain effects will say when you protect from battle damage, your monster stays on the board, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of like how the card that kind of like Wabaku. I know Wabaku protects no, actually no. There's a card, I think, is it a Wabaku or another one, something like Wabaku, that protects the monsters from dying. Anyway, they ruled against me, so I'm like, whatever. And once again, this is just a playtesting game. This wasn't a serious game. I'm thinking, what can I do? What can I do? And I'm like, yeah, it's game over, bro. Once again, it got so close, tried so hard, and got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter. And that's GG. So, yeah, man, post your thoughts and opinions about this video in the comment section down below. Like the video if you're new here, and subscribe for more. This is Rogue Hero, and we're signing out. Peace.